All right, let's go over some math. Now, I know yesterday I introduced to you how to divide when there is a remainder. So we're going to do two more of those today. Let's start with making sure that we know what all of the parts or what each part of our division problem is called. That's very important because we never know how the question is going to be asked to us. So we should know that 6 is our divisor. He is what is going to do the work. And we should know that 75 is our dividend. And then what we get up here is going to be our quotient. So let's go ahead and let's go through this. So we have 6 into 75, or we could also say 75 divided by 6. 6 goes into 7. I know that's 1 time because 1 times 6 is 6. I subtract, I have 1. Bring down my 5. Always make sure you're keeping your numbers lined up. Make sure you put it back in the house. This helps you follow what you're doing. Okay, every time I see the house, that means I have to divide. That is why I encourage that. Now, when you are in 7th and 9th and 12th grade, maybe you don't need the house anymore. But for right now, to make sure that we don't miss anything, we want to make sure we do the house. All right, 6 goes into 15. I know 6 times 2 is 12. So I'm going to go with 2. Subtract, and I get 3. My answer, my quotient looks like it is 12. Remember, I write initial abbreviation, an abbreviation, R3. This is my quotient. But before I can really say that's my quotient, I need to check the problem. So let me go ahead and check it. I told you yesterday that when we're checking this, we're going to take our quotient. We're going to multiply it times our divisor. Let me line that up better. And then I'm going to get some number here. And I'm going to add, let's move it over here so it'll all fit. Add my remainder. And when I do that, I should get my dividend. Now, I know I didn't give us much space to kind of work this out, so I'm going to have to squeeze it up there. So let's see. The quotient is 12, so we're going to take 12, and we're going to multiply 12 by the divisor, which is 6. 12 times 6 is 72. And I'm going to add to it my remainder, which is 3. 72 plus 3 is 75. It matches my dividend. So that means that my answer is correct. Always check your answer. That way you don't have to ask somebody. And don't just write the answer because you think you're right. Make sure you know you're right. I'm going to slide this over some. 4 was my divisor. 95 is my quotient. Dividend. All right, here we go. 4 goes into 9. I know 4 times 2 is 8, so I'm going to use 2. 2 times 4 is 8. Subtract, I have 1. There's still another number, so I can't stop. I have to bring him down. Every time I bring down, I put it in a house because I want to make sure that I don't forget. I want to make sure that I recognize that he's there. 4 times 3 is 12, so I'm going to use that. 3, not a 2. 3 times 4 is 12. I'm going to subtract. Look at there. I got a 3 for my remainder again. So it looks like my answer is, or my quotient is 23 remainder 3. Let's check it just to make sure. I'm going to get my quotient, so I'm going to use the 23. I'm going to multiply 23 times my divisor, which is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 2 is 8. 1 is 9. Then I'm going to add my remainder, which is 3. 92 plus 3 is 95. 95, 95. That means I am correct. All right. Now, let's go and solve some equations. Let's just name the different parts. We know that a letter in an equation or in math, period, is called a variable. We know that, this is going to be interesting. All of these are my constants. And we know that this and this are my math operations. This right here helps me know that this is an equation because it has an equal sign. Remember, I'm keeping the two sides balanced at all times. So I'm going to, remember I told you I like to draw the wall. Remember, with an equation, we like to keep the two sides balanced. So whatever I do to one side, I got to make sure I do it to the other side. So it looks like we can clean this up over here. So I'm going to bring down my equal sign. I'm going to bring down 9 plus 5. 17 minus 2 is 15. Remember, your objective is to get your variable by itself. So I got to get n by itself. So I have to do the opposite to get rid of the 5. So I'm going to subtract 5. Subtract 5. This is going to give me n plus 0 because 5 minus 5 is 0. 15 minus 5 is 10. Well, n plus 0 is n. So I have n equals 10. Now, hopefully that's the right answer, but before I can say it's the right answer, I need to check my answer. So to check my answer, everywhere there is an n, I'm going to put 10. So I have 10 plus 5 hopefully equals whatever 17 minus 2 is. 10 plus 5 is 15. 17 minus 2 is 15. So since 15 equals 15, then that means that my answer is n equals 10. If you have to watch it again, watch it again. That's why I'm recording it, so you can see it a bunch of times. If you need to slow it down, slow it down. All right, let's do one more equation. Remember, the objective, our goal, is to get that variable by itself. So, let's see. Looks like I can clean this up over here first. So I'm going to write n plus 12 equals 3 times 9, I know it's 27. Now, because I want to get n by itself, I have to get rid of this 12. So I'm going to have to subtract 12 over here and subtract 12 over here. N plus, I know 12 minus 12 is 0. 27 minus 12 is 15. N plus 0 is n. Hopefully my answer is right. We're going to find out because we're going to make sure that we check our answer. So everywhere there's an n, I'm going to put 15. So that would be 15 plus 12 equals 3 times 9. So let's see. 15 plus 12, 5 plus 2 is 9. 1 plus 1 is 2. 3 times 9 is 27. 20. Oh, man. Oh, look at there. I did not add right. 5 plus 2 is 7. I was going to say my answer is wrong. All right. 27 does equal 27. So that means that n does equal 15. So you have a couple of equations. You have a couple of divide and checks today for your assignment. So here is your video to be able to help you with that. And then I think you should be good. Everything else on there is something we have done. So make sure you're doing your very, very, very best.